Today, the tomatoes get to go into their pots. They're coming out of the hothouse and the upper garden, and I just wheelbarrowed them down. I'm gonna get them in, get them loaded up, put some fresh soil in. And they're even blooming. Look at these gorgeous plants. Oh, this is one of my early girls that I bought, but these others are the ones that I grew. These were all from seed. I've got Tomasol white tomato, got a San Marco paste. What else do I have? Crimson Sprinter, silver fir tree tomato, another San Marzano. This is Crimson Sprinter. I had 2 or 3 of each. Porterhouse large tomato, triple crop tomato, Flordade. I wanted more of those, but I only seem to have one. Cherokee purple. Had a hard time getting those to stay also. And I have a Hawaiian. These were from the store. So these and the early girls are going to give me some nice early crops. And we'll see where these are going to go. So these are the barrels that I had set up. They've got garlic and onions. These bad boys are the elephant garlic. Huge. And this had a big beef. So in the center is where we're going to put the tomatoes. I have to take off the wood chips. And so I got some work ahead of me here. I have one big boy tomato growing still. The little teaspoon tomatoes, I've got one flowering. I have some peppers that landed in here to overwinter. So those are going to have to get transplanted out. So these are the homes for my new tomato plants. This one looks like a good spot. Gonna get him planted up. And I have yellow pear tomatoes that are here from last season. This was left over. It's tiny but sweet. It's sunny in here. So good. Rest of the garden, I have lettuces. The kohlrabi are going to seed. The kohlrabi's, there's one left that I need to pick. Look at that big boy. But I have crisp head lettuce. They're heading up, turning into some nice little round balls. My purple head cabbage is coming along. My cilantro took. I've had a hard time getting cilantro to go. I just wanted to share with you today. Here's my blue curly kale. Really pretty. Dinosaur kale. Those are doing good. My broccoli. I keep harvesting little bunches off of here. These are supposed to be cauliflower. This is my new batch of cauliflower. I harvested all last year. So this is a new batch. And there's some dinosaur kale in there. There's another dinosaur kale. And some purple cabbages on the ends. I have sweet potatoes still going, but I just planted potatoes in these barrels. As I did in here, these potatoes have been going. Oh, I got a nice one right there. There's some nice potatoes. These are red potatoes. They seem to be very successful out here. I've gotten the most out of my red potatoes. Another one right there. So these are all covered. I have seen a few grasshoppers. Got a sunflower coming up. I plant these on the ends to kind of add some color. I've got a marigold down there. This is another plant. I can't remember the name of it. But this is my crazy garden of lettuce that's sprouted. The seeds must have been in the soil when I filled this bed, because now I've already harvested down here. I've given away to all the neighbors. I called up the food bank and I sent Al into town today with 10 bags of greens and to give away, and it's still going. I've trimmed here last week. They've already grown back up. So I'm having the garden gang over tomorrow, and that we will see what they are able to do. I've got radishes in here. The radishes are getting huge. Gotta uncover some and see. I had some in here that are supposed to be white radishes. I was able to pick one. I don't know if I got any more. Ooh, there's one. Oh, nice size. Look at that. And there's also supposed to be some black radishes. Black Spanish. They're in this row. Where did they go? I have not seen these head up yet. So I'm not feeling anything heading up, so I don't want to pull anything out. So the way I've got this bed, this was all my little stuff. So the front row is radishes. The next row is turnips. The third row is beets. These are my French breakfast radishes. These are nice. They're so good. Oh, there we go. Not too big. Oh, maybe that's the different one. There's a pink. I know I have a pink radish. That doesn't look like French breakfast. French breakfast has a white tip on it. This is... There we go. That's a French breakfast. And this looks more pink. I forget what that one's called. I have a tag in there someplace, but obviously you can't see it. There's the carrots. Now I put some mulch on here. I got some pine shavings, and that seemed to help the carrots sprout, because you do have to keep them moist, and I was able to do that. I've got netting over, this is a parsley. I thought it was cilantro, but I was mistaken. Now my peas I had on the inside of this netting, and I'm trying to get them to come up the trellis. They're being stubborn. But the wind has blown them and let them fall down. So my only concern is that if I have them on the outside, the birds will get to them. But I can always throw some more netting. But these have been growing up. These are trellising up nicely. Don't see any peas on them yet. When they flower, then we will have peas. This is just like kind of a big mess. I'll have to work on getting them pulled up. But this is the peas in the back, because they're going to go up the trellis. The carrots are to the back because they take the longest to grow. And then from there I tried to plant things that were taller and needed more growing space. And then coming forward, the shorter ones, and I need to replant the other radishes. These are just my little regular radishes. There we go. So, got some nice little radishes. I wonder what the white one tastes like. I'll have to try that one, but I know the French breakfast, you can just eat them out of the garden. They're very mild. So we're getting ready to put together my beds. And Al's just finished putting in the trees as of yesterday. This one I'm building a corner garden. That's as far as I got there. I do have to wait to finish assembling it because he needs to put the drip irrigation going along this side. So I've cleared most of this area. Here is an 8.5 by 3 foot, 1 foot tall bed. And these just snap together. They're really cool. I can do them with no screwdriver. And so we've got some straw still to lay down. These are the rest of the beds I've got collected. And I put my storage area off to the side here. So we're getting ready to move on with the next stage. Come on, Rock. There we go. I can't trust the wind to not blow this open, so that's why it's still out here. So my watering went off by itself today. There's my apple tree. This is the Granny Smith. Just got some leaves. So it's just sprouting out. Got a couple of sets of leaves. These have only been in the ground about between 4 weeks and 6 weeks. This is a cherry tree. I got these painted yesterday so that the trunks won't burn. This is the Belle of Georgia. And I've got a sprout on here. So this one's coming alive. I had this in my garden for 2 years. And hopefully while it's out here, it'll get colder and it will be able to set fruit, but it didn't set any fruit last year. This is my pear tree. This is the red Bartlett. These aren't really supposed, if they don't get enough cold, they're not going to set fruit. These are probably not set for my zone unless we get colder winter than we usually do. But I think they're going to give me something. If not, that was my mistake. This is a Dwarf Nectarine. It's already got flowers. This one's very happy. It had fruit on it in my upper garden last year, and then it lost all of it because it was in the pot. But this one is my Golden Dorset, and that's going to be a yellow tree, a lot like a yellow yellow delicious. Apricot has fully leafed out. This is called Gold Kissed. This is very heat tolerant. It's good in this zone. This one has not been in here very long. This is an early glow nectarine. I only had that one tiny nectarine, so I wanted to have a companion so they would cross-pollinate. It is self-fruitful, but when they have another similar one, they're going to be more likely to fruit out. I still do not see anything budding out on either one of these pears, so we'll see. They may come out and put something else in. And this is a dwarf peach, golden gold, another heat-tolerant peach, and it's got all of its leaves. The ones that are more used to the heat are leafing out much sooner. This is another apple tree, Apple Anna. This cross-pollinates with the Golden Dorset. So those are both very heat tolerant. And then the far one back there I had Granny Smith is going to cross-pollinate with this one, which is a Fuji. Now Fuji has a little bit, it's gonna start having some leaves, but it's, oh yeah, it's got a little one right there, a little bud. So it's alive. This is the other one of the Belle of Georgia, and it is much happier. It's got a lot of leaves. And then for the last one, this is my other cherry plant. This one was a bare root, so I'm very happy. The other one was potted. This one is Lapin sweet cherry. It is good for a little bit warmer climates. Doesn't need as many chill hours to set fruit. And so that one will be going too. So all of the drip irrigation is set. All the rings are set up. I need to add mulch, which that is my mulch area. I need to finish chopping it all up. And I've been adding rock along the edge as I've been cleaning. Every time we dig out a hole to plant a tree, we end up with quite a bit of rocks, so they end up being my edge. These are my new almond trees. These were just planted yesterday, and I need to get the wire cage around them. There's one right there. It's already formed. So this one here and this one here. So these are in a more protected area. They're going to hopefully be a little more out of the wind. And Al has stubbed up some water over here so I can put barrels. What I plan on doing is putting barrels with climbing either vines or grapes. And this yellow rock there and this one here are going to be for my corner right here. This edge is going to have a little tree corner with my 2 avocado trees. This is more wind protected as well, and they don't like a whole lot of wind. So we've now come all the way around down the road. This may have a greenhouse right along this edge, which stubbed up with water. And Al's just in the finishing stages of running the electrical out here. He's got the gray pipe, he'll hit the electrical out to my drip system, which is on the pole. And he's got all of these controllers. So I've got 4 sets right now. We're going to be adding in a couple more. But he switched to a bigger pipe so that we have more water pressure, and that comes down and comes in to the garden. And then it goes back out and goes around. Some goes around into the garden, and the other ones are going down and around to the outer garden. So that's where we are today. I just want you to enjoy your day in the garden like I am. God bless you. Have a good afternoon. Thanks for hanging out.